a complete guide on what to do the day of an app spree, meaning how do we take the pre-qualification tool and the master credit card lender list, all the other tools that we've got on the Wallet Monkey IO site, put all that together and successfully execute on the day of and get those bags. Let's dive into it. All right, my friends, so we've got all these tools, right? And a common question that I get is, how do we put it all together? How do we do that? Okay, so let's talk through it. First things first, walletmonkey.io. It is absolutely insane the amount of stuff that we give you for free that you've got access to with no games, no gimmicks, right? So come on over here. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up a page. We're gonna pull up a tab for the Softpull pre-qualifications, okay? So check this out. There's 85 on this page. We've covered that in a dedicated video, walk you through all of them. So essentially from here, all I gotta do is click on these links. None of these are affiliate links. These are just tracking links to know how many people are actually clicking through. Click through, and then you're gonna put in your, you're gonna go through the actual pre-qualification page, right? Which they ask for the last four of the social security, they ask for all your personal information, et cetera, et cetera. Before we do that though, we've got other things to do. We'll come back to this. Next, get another tab open and pull up the master credit card lender list. Now, if you're gonna go with credit unions, check this out. We've got a credit union page dedicated. If you want to know what store cards are through Synchrony and which are through Community and which might be through Capital One, WebBank, et cetera, you're going to go on that page. Okay, so we've got all kinds of information waiting for you, ready to go. Okay, so let's say we're sticking with just big banks because this is like everybody else outside of credit unions, Amex, Bank of America, Chase, Capital One, etc. Right? Look, check it out. We're just scrolling through. Look at all these banks. Now, we try and keep this up to date. We check it every like 3-4 months. So every quarter, data is being constantly updated. That being said, none of this is a guarantee. This is really just giving you another piece of the pie, an edge, so to say, okay? Some of these are still like, yes, this is exactly how it is. Hasn't changed an inch. Hasn't changed an ounce. Some of them, they have changed. Okay, so we're gonna go here, we're gonna get our plan together. Now, we've got a dedicated video on the app spree strategy. You can choose to do bureau by bureau, or you can line up a bunch of tabs and try and fire them off all on the same day. That used to be the way that we did it. I no longer do that myself. I know that a lot of people still do, but what you would do is you would come here first, get an idea of what bureau they pull. So I'm trying to get Chase, Bank of America, Discover, I'm trying to get all of them, right? Where do I start? Well, considering the one with the most strictest rules is Chase, that's where we would start. That'd be the first app that we would fire off, okay, before anything else. And then we'd kind of stack everybody else in outside of that. So we would make our list and get all of that together in terms of like, the order in which we're gonna fire these off. Or if we're going bureau by bureau, we're gonna filter through this list here and just pull up all the ones that are Experian or TransUnion or Equifax. Make sense? So we're pulling data from here. If we look to the right column, we see data points. So this gives you an idea of credit score and other variables that we've got here. I know that this could be better. I would love to have interactive graphs and charts. This is what we're working towards. But at least if you got you're in the 650s, for example, Amex, Delta, Sky Miles, Gold, look at this, 659, 645, 688, 644, all approved. Low limits, but at least odds are higher, right? And so anyways, that's how you would use these data points on this page. Now, going back to the pre-qualification, how do we actually use this? Okay. We've now figured out what bureau we're gonna fire off, what banks that we wanna do. What do we do next? Well, there's two things that we wanna do. First things first, we need to go over to the bureau and make sure that we've got the proper email address, the phone number, the address, all the extra, 5, 10 different phone numbers, your old address is going back to the very first childhood home that you had. All that crap needs to get removed. We should only have one on the profile. If you want to do two on some of these things, phone numbers, it doesn't seem to matter, but addresses, it does. Just have one, the most up-to-date, recent for all of it. So that way, everything I'm putting on the application, even the pre-qual, is matching 100% to the bureau. Get that done first. Okay, next, we can go pre-qual, but I would suggest the pre-qual next to a couple different things. So we can go through and let's just open up one of these links, Cap 1, get pre-approved, right? And look, pretty standard stuff. We pick which thing that we want to do, and then it starts walking us through the steps. So we make sure that we type in our name the same exact way, our address, our phone number. Okay, you get it. Next, what else can we do to confirm or improve our confidence in the likelihood of getting an approval here is with some of these like Cap 1, Citibank, Bank of America, Chase, even Amex, all of those are piped into these recommendation engines. Nav has a recommendation engine. Credit Karma has a recommendation engine. Wallet Hub, kind of crappier, but still has one. And Experian has a recommendation engine. That means when I go log into those accounts, which most of those allow you to have a free account, when I log in there, it gives me this odds or this likelihood of getting approved. If I'm seeing a high likelihood I'd say 88% and above, because they usually work off a 0 to 100% scale. If I'm seeing that on top of getting a yes on a pre-qualification, it starts to look better. But let's make it even better. What if I'm actually getting pre-qualified or targeted emails, targeted letters in the mail? So these are all stacking up to make it higher likelihood that, yes, I'm getting an approval on this, right? So as many of those that we can quickly figure out and get connected up, that's gonna give us a better idea of our likelihood of getting approved. Now, if you're not getting mailing offers, like in the physical mail, that means that you've opted out. You need to go to the second tier bureaus and opt back in. We got a list for you. So if we come over here to walletmonkey.io, we go to tools, it's gonna be credit report and bank resources. Everything you need is there, okay? So we need to opt back in so we start getting direct mail offers. So we wanna do that well in advance before we even have our App Spree Day coming up. So after we've done that, we've now got all this confluence across the board that yes, the likelihood is high because we don't always have consistency with the pre-approval offers. For example, PenFed's pre-approval tool right now just came back up within the last month. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So we can't just rely on the pre-approval tool itself, right? And then so some of these like FNBO, I'll get pre-approved for a certain amount, but then what I get approved for is lower or different, right? It can be higher, it can be lower. Same thing with Comenity store cards, same thing with Synchrony store cards. Based on the pre-approval, it's not really that accurate, right? It could be higher or lower what I actually end up getting. So that's how we use these tools. That's how they all fit together. We're figuring out where we're gonna execute. Is it gonna be a bureau or are we just going after the whole thing? And then we come here, we double check that, make sure we understand what bank is pulling what bureau, get our list together, and then we come over here to the pre-quals, see if they've got any pre-quals, double check our spam mail to see if we've got any physical letters, double check our emails, make sure we've gotten any targeted offers, check the recommendation engines, bang, put all that together, do the pre-qual, make our decision, pull the trigger, right? That is how we have the highest likelihood of getting what we want and securing the bag. That's it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got additional things you'd like to add to this, or if you've got questions, comment below. Thank you so much for watching. See ya. Hey, you should subscribe. 60% of you are not subscribed yet. Right there. Okay, bye.